What is going on, guys? Steve Supremo here, and I am just another game collector. And boy, oh boy, do I have a awesome Facebook Marketplace deal to share with you guys on this Friday night. It's one that popped up out of nowhere, but one that you're not going to believe when you see all the stuff in here. So, first, we got to start off with a little story time and how this deal actually unfolded. It was at 5:30 and it was time to go get my son from basketball practice, and we decided we were going to go out to eat as a family tonight. So, we all packed into the RAV4 and headed out to pick him up from practice. But as usual, his practice was running late. We were there at 5:30 waiting to pick him up, and he wasn't coming out. So whip out the phone and start looking on Facebook, and I see this deal on the marketplace for this complete in the box NES control deck for 150 bucks. It said he had some games with it too, like 60 games that he was going to charge $5 a piece. So I was like, hey, I'm interested in it. I've been looking for a complete in the box NES for a long time. I have the console, but really wanted the box and all the inserts and all that stuff. So I was all in for it. I told him I would come and check out the stuff right after I picked up my son from practice and once we went out to eat. But 30 minutes later, at 6 o'clock, like, my son started coming out, and I said, honey, I feel like I need to go to this deal or I'm just going to miss it. So can we just head on? Let me check this deal out. I'll buy the NES. Then we can head out and go out to eat. It was only a 5-minute drive away. So she said, sure, we'll go check it out. Guys, I pull up to this guy's place to pick up just this NES control deck. And when I walk in, his whole apartment is covered in gaming stuff. We're talking stacks of consoles. We're talking tons of game stacks everywhere, just littered with video games. I was like, wow, what is going on here? And he told me he just bought a bunch of video games, their collection from a friend of his. They've been collecting over 20 years, and he paid $1,000 for all the stuff I was looking at. And I was like, you're kidding me. You got all this for $1,000? He was like, yes. And now I'm selling it all to make some money. So he had all this stuff. I was like, well, is everything cool to look at and browse to? He's like, yep, have at it. And then he just started showing me stuff he thought was cool. I was like, hold on, let me call my wife and tell them to go eat. I'm going to be here a little bit looking at this stuff and they could come pick me back up. So I did that. She took the kids, they went off to go eat, and I sat in this guy's apartment looking at video games. So he wanted to show me some cool stuff first, and that's where this Nintendo Power comes into play. This is how awesome this guy is, by the way. He shows me two of these Nintendo Power issue number ones. He has two of them. And he's like, would you be interested in one of these? I'm like, man, I would love to add that to my collection, but with the control deck and everything else, it might be out of my budget. He's like, why? How much do they go for? So I showed him on eBay, like, what they are going for, guys. Easily, anywhere, depending on the condition, you could get 150 out of these easily all day. And he's like, you know what? Cool. How about 25 bucks for it? It's like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, you're coming here to buy some stuff? I'll hook you up with deals. I was like, man, you are awesome. So I got this wonderful issue number one of Nintendo Power. Even has the poster inside, has all the inserts inside of it still. It is just in such great shape. I never thought I'd be owning one of these in my collection. But sure enough, here it is, issue number one. And it didn't stop there. Because as you guys see, like right here, the control deck was the main reason we went there. He's like, oh, by the way, all these NES games over here come with it. So you get all those with this box control deck. And I'll show you guys this box later. But guys, it is in immaculate shape. The only issue with it is a little ding right here. But other than that, this thing is glorious. Even has the official player's guide and everything inside. It is just awesome. Show you guys these two controllers real quick. The NES Advantage and the Freedom Stick so I can get them out the way here. Nothing too crazy about that. All right, so those out the way, let's start diving into the box a little bit. Let's show you off these NES games first. We could take these out. Be very careful as we put them on top of the control deck box here and go through them. We got Pac-Man, Tetris, Wizards and Warriors. Gotta have your Duck Hunts. Captain Skyhawk, and there is a game underneath this. Wheel of Fortune. Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, but that's a good pickup that I needed for the collection, like a $30 game. Q*bert. And Renegade. And again, this, the control deck, and the two controllers over here was all part of the $150 deal for that stuff. So that was that. And then, of course, we got the magazine for $25. So already $175. We got a ton of great stuff already. But let's continue with the other games real quick. All right, NES stuff out the way. So we might as well go through some Super Nintendo stuff. And all right, so let's go through the Super Nintendo stuff here. He had a box of Super Nintendo games, but there wasn't really anything in it. I'm not like going for a full set on Super Nintendo or anything right now. It's just if I come across it at a good price, I'll snatch it up. But Super Ghouls and Ghosts is one I wanted for the collection he had in that box. And a lot of them in there I didn't really know much about. And then Super Turrican. The label has seen better days, but still awesome to snatch that. And I know you guys have seen it here, and if you watched the previous video, I just got a Watermelon N64, and lo and behold, the next pickup I get has the Watermelon Nintendo 64 controller sitting in his house. So really awesome score there to complete the console. The cord's seen better days, but again, we can kind of pop the end off and take the shell out and kind of put together a controller to make it look a lot better to where it doesn't have that cord on it. But really excited to have that to finish off the console. And now let's get into these CD games. Another quick story before we get into these. Again, I was helping this guy out by setting off stacks of stuff to the side. But then he told me that another person was on the way to look at things. So it really made me start to rush with what I wanted to get and the things I wanted to purchase. And again, if I would have known the prices he was giving me for a lot of these things, I would have just got a whole lot more. But I really just wanted to add stuff to the collection that I needed. And he had some more GameCube stuff and everything there. But again, it was all stuff I already had. The ones that I picked up is because the copies of stuff that I own have some disc issues. So I wanted to see if their disc play better than mine. So everything else in here I did not own or have in the collection. So let's dive into the rest of these. And then that other guy got there and started just like cleaning house. So he made out even better than me, but even though I got there first. But we got X-Men Origins Wolverine complete. Mario Kart Double Dash. This was one of the doubles because my disc was skipping and not reading. And also this Piglet one. My disc was kind of messed up, so I got this one. I got a nice manual and case art. This one's like water damage, but this disc looks better than mine, so hopefully this one is a good replacement. And then ones I didn't have. Pac-Man Fever, Disney's Party, SpongeBob, Battle for Bikini Bottom. A couple more right here, and then a PS4 game. We got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, Frogger, Ancient Shadow, GoldenEye, Rogue Agent. And the PS4 game, I've been wanting this for a long time, Transformers Devastation. So awesome pickup right there as well with these games. As we set to the side and get into some Sega Saturn right here. Again, never come across Sega Saturn, and it seems like the past year I've really grown my collection big time with it. So Gen War, and when I really wanted, Sonic R. So really cool to find these both complete with their manuals, disc in really good condition. The only issue with this one has a little stickiness in there on the inside of the case, but other than that, really awesome to add Sonic. More Genesis stuff for the collection. And then finishing off with some disc-only games right here. The first one right here, Dino Crisis I actually already own. But the disc was so badly scratched, he was like, you know what, just take that for free and throw it in your box. So I said, okay, I will. But guys, we got a big one underneath this. Silent Hill Shattered Memories for the PS2. I know it is disc only, but even disc only, this game is pushing over $250. And I love survival horror. I have this on the Wii, but to come across it at the deal he was shooting me out for stuff, I could not pass up on it. So I snatched that. So here we go. A little quick overview of everything. And again, just awesome, awesome stuff. And then the beautiful, beautiful boxed NES here. I don't know. I mean, let me take this thing out the box and show it to you guys real quick. All right, here we go, everyone. As you can see, as I was saying, look at the edges and the corners on this box. They are just super clean. 1988, this thing came out, and it is just, this box is still just beautiful. And on the inside, everything is looking nice. The styrofoam is in there, and like I said, it has the player's guide. It has everything in there. Looked like it had never been played. It is just beautiful. So I'm so stoked to add so many great items to the collection. Once again, everything here, you're probably wondering what it cost. $260 is all I had to pay for all of this stuff. Like I said, that guy was awesome, and he was just hooking up deals left and right. I wish I could have had more time by myself to go through everything and really start getting more games, but also didn't want to be greedy and selfish. Yes, I could have got all his GameCube games for pennies and flipped them and resold them if I wanted to make money, but I didn't. That's not really my goal here. Like I've said before, it's to grow my collection at the best rate as possible. So whoever wanted to go snatch those up, which I think the guy who came in after me pretty much bought all of them with the intention to probably resell them and get rid of them. I'm at least happy I got the stuff I wanted for my collection. And I'm going back tomorrow. After I have some work training in the morning, I'm going to see what else is left over and maybe snatch some other games that I need for the 360 or PS3 or anything else. So what do you guys think? For 260 bucks, we got all this wonderful stuff. I mean, guys, issue number 1, the Complete in Box NES and Silent Hill, Sonic Racing. This new year is just getting started off crazy. I did not think this, my luck's got to run out here pretty soon. The whole year is probably going to just be awful, but man, we have been blessed at the start of the new year. I could care less if we really find anything else. This has been more than enough to make me happy for the year. So what do you guys think? Leave in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one.